Cari fratelli e sorelle, and welcome to my weekly video blog. And it's the first blog of April of 2016, and so I need to outline a few things. As you know, we have Mondays off, and with the Saturday checklist in full swing, our Mondays are really our day to do stuff, because we free ourselves up, basically. Now, the idea is that we have about 4 weeks a month usually, and I want to do it so I have at least one walk planned and one visit planned per month. So that's 2 of those days, at least the mornings. The afternoons, as the summer draws on, are going to be spent more and more at the allotment, obviously, and that's fine. We can still do that. We can still have a day trip, a half day trip sort of thing, come back mid-afternoon and work at the allotment. So I was hoping that this month, at some point, I can possibly do a walk in Weatherby. You know that we covered the riverside there, and we found that there was a walk that sort of went along the river away from Weatherby. I'm rather interested to find out where that goes, so I think that we will try for that this month. I also would like to make a visit to York, because we haven't done a visit to York in a long time, and the last time we did go to York we didn't do the Minster. I've never done the Minster, which is bizarre because it's a really important Minster. It's not just a bishopric, it's an archbishopric. So and of course it's very close, so there's no excuse of not being able to do it. Although it does involve train rather than bus, because there are sort of bus links are not so good between here and York. So those are the 2 that I want to try and get round to. Maybe we shall go to others. I have a list in my sort of book. This is my new book of records, and I have a list of some of the places that I sort of want to visit and want to do a walk in and stuff. So the first blog of each month I'm sort of going to try and outline things a little bit. This month we also have an issue, and that is that we have some fillings. We have some fillings scheduled for not tomorrow, but the next Monday. So that sort of pretty much wipes out that day. I won't feel like doing much after that. Although I have to say that one of the Mondays per month we won't do anything on anyway, because that will be a sort of day that I do my rounds of the charity shops I love to do. I love to check the charity shops, and I also need to do a monthly check of at least the local garden centres ready to buy the allotment stuff for this season of growing. And of course the garden, the garden, our terrace garden, we are trying to fit in on a Monday as well, but it's not as important. We can do it on a Wednesday when we do our cleaning if we have to. So it's all like I've sort of trying to fit everything in, and there we are. Summers are always sort of harder than the winters, because you have more light to do things, and the weather's better, so there's sort of no excuse for it really. So that's what I wanted to say about that. I want to have a look just in my little book. This is my calendar, and this has everything, all the important dates of the last 33 years, in fact, in it. So Let's have a think. What date is it? It's around about the 3rd, isn't it, of April. We're looking at the 3rd of April. So what have we got? Biblically speaking, it's supposed to be the days of offering this next week. In case you wanted to know, in terms of work, I happen to have been elected to the Colleague Voice on the 5th. That was in 2013. Historically, there was some Roman games this time of year, Ludi Magellensis. The casting out, one of the spiritual occasions of my recent life, happened on the 4th, but that was 2015. My grandmother, who has been dead many years now, she has her birthday, or had her birthday, I suppose, depending on which way you look at it, on the 6th. What else? I finished one of my longer stories, Sixth Sense, in 1999, on the 7th. And of course the 8th is a historically bad day for me. But it also happens to have a lot of, oh gosh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things, historically speaking, from different years that happened on the 8th. None of them are particularly good. So there we are. Right, let's have a look at where we're up to in our journal this year. We are doing quite well, in fact. Okay, we have the results for the first quarter. We have done 84 days out of 91. 29 in January, 27 in February. Remember, it's a leap year this year, so February had 29 days in it. And 28 days in March. So that's not bad. That's not bad. 84 days out of 91. Not bad. Let's do the birthdays. Well, we have a reasonable amount of birthdays this week. We've got Miss Jen from the old Tim Sylvia's forum, in fact. We've got Mark Dunn, Dan Downs, Dominic Tetley, who's, like, technically speaking, I suppose, my boss, and Victoria Ireland, who I met last year in Gloucester. So, many happy returns to all of them. I hope they get many happy returns. And they eat lots of cake. And I'm sorry it's a bit disjointed. You can tell that I've just woken up after a very, very long sleep, can't you? But there we are. That is it for this week. Until next week.